Hello engineers, welcome to Veda Gate Academy. So let us discuss the basics of electrical machines. So if you take the electrical machine word, so usually we'll get the first name into our mind is Faraday. So he proposed a law, that is Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So we can say that we can call this Faraday in a layman language, he is the father of our electrical machines also. Okay. So let us discuss what is the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction means. The usual answer in any class or in every class we usually get the statement like this. Whenever a conductor cuts the magnetic field, an EMF will be induced. What is the statement? Whenever a conductor cuts the magnetic field, an EMF will be induced. So this is the basic statement, but I will prove that the statement whatever the student has given is a wrong statement. Why? Because the basic statement of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction is to induce an EMF in any conductor or across any conductor, there should be some change in the magnetic flux linkages with respect to time. So what we have to get the induced EMF across any conductor, there should be some change in the magnetic field with respect to time period, that is magnetic flux linkages with respect to time period. So now by taking this into consideration, how we will get the magnetic flux linkages in a magnetic system? There should be some number of turns must be required and some flux should be required. To get the flux linkages, number of turns and some flux must be required. So by taking these two parameters into consideration, we can generate or we can produce the flux linkages. If you vary that flux linkages with respect to time, we will get the induced EMF across that particular conductor. Now, so as two parameters are there to get the flux linkages, as you already know about the digital systems, what is the digital system or what are the basic parameters or basic inputs for the digital system? Either 0 or 1. So how many combinations we will get from this digital system? There are 4 combinations we will get. One is 0 0, the second one is 0 1, the third one is 1 0, the last one is 1 1. So if we have a 2 input system, how many combinations will get? 4 combinations will get. Yes or not? So if you take the same example into our flux linkages, so what are the flux linkages or how you will create the flux linkages? By taking some number of turns into consideration, by taking the flux in the material or flux produced by the electrical system or magnetic system. Next one is flux linkages. We require a flux linkages that will be produced by number of turns, flux. So by the product of these two, you will get the flux linkages. Now let us consider, so if the number of turns is a constant value and the flux is also a constant value, then what will happen to the induced EMF E? E equal to d psi by dt. What is psi now? D into n into phi by dt. As the number of turns is a fixed value and the flux is also a fixed value, what will happen to the product of a two fixed values? It is a fixed value again. So differentiation of any constant, what you will get? We will get it as a 0. So differentiation of constant is a 0. So now the flux linkage is 0. Flux linkage is a constant value we will get here. So by what will happen to the induced EMF E? The induced EMF we will get it as a 0 value. Yes or not? So if you take the next example, what will happen? Now let us consider the number of turns is a constant value and if the flux is a variable quantity, then what happens to the flux linkages? If constant is multiplying a variable 1, you will get the flux linkages as a variable quantity. Now what we will do is, we will vary the flux with respect to time here. So if you vary the flux with respect to time, the flux linkages also varies with respect to time. So as the flux linkage is varying with respect to time, what is the basic equation of your induced EMF? E equal to n d psi by dt. Now what is the flux linkage? N into phi of t by dt. So as the n is a constant value, we can bring this n to the outside. So you will get it as a n into d phi of t by dt. So as the flux is a variable with respect to time, then differentiation of this quantity is a non-zero value will get. So as a non-zero value will get here, the induced EMF is also a non-zero. Then the induced EMF is a non-zero quantity will get here. Yes or not? So to get the induced EMF in a conductor, what is the first possibility we have? We have to fix the number of turns and we have to vary the flux with respect to time. So how you will get the variation of flux with respect to time? If you take the electromagnet into consideration, the flux will be produced by passing some current through the electromagnet or electrical coil, we can say. Yes or not? So if you pass a time varying current in the electrical coil, then that time varying current will produce a time varying flux. This time varying flux will produce a time varying flux linkages which will induce a non-zero induced EMF across it. Okay, so let us take the next example or next statement or next concept of your induced EMF across the conductor. So the next one is, I will vary the number of turns either by using time period or by using a space variation. We can get the number of turns variation with respect to space. Okay, so I can vary the number of turns, whatever may be the possibility I can take. Okay, so if I vary the number of turns and if I fix the flux, what will happen? So as the variable quantity is multiplied by the flux, then you will get the variation of your flux linkages either by time or space, anything. So as the variation of your flux linkages will be obtained, again as the, what is the induced EMF equation, basic induced EMF equation, that is E equal to d psi by dt, as psi is equal to n into pi by dt. So from this one, what is pi is a constant value, I can bring this to outside. So now what will happen? The induced EMF E equal to dn by dt will get. So this is the value. As the number of turns is a variable quantity, so we'll get the induced EMF as a non-zero value. So here also we'll get the induced EMF as a non-zero. So if you have a number of turns is a variable quantity, by fixing the flux, again we are getting a non-zero induced EMF. If we have a number of turns as a fixed value and by varying the flux with respect to time, again we are getting a non-zero induced EMF. So what is the fourth possibility to get the induced EMF is, the first one is either we can vary the number of turns or by varying the flux, then also we'll get the variable flux linkages. As the flux linkages is varying, the induced EMF again a non-zero induced EMF. So now from these four cases, what are the possibilities to get the induced EMF? The first one is by changing the flux with respect to time, by keeping the number of turns as a constant value, or by changing the number of turns by fixing the flux as a constant value, or by varying both flux and number of turns, again we will get the non-zero induced EMF. Now let us take the basic statement which is given by the any student in any class is, whenever a conductor cuts the magnetic field, an EMF will be induced. For that one, now I will prove that statement is a wrong statement. Yes or no? Now what I will do is, I will take a DC magnetic field like this, number of turns, this is north pole, this is south pole. Now what I will do is, I will take a conductor like this in this magnetic field. Now I am not varying this conductor, or I am fixing the position of this conductor across the DC magnetic field. Can you get any induced EMF across this conductor? Can we get the induced EMF across this conductor? What is the across this conductor means? We need to measure across these two terminals by connecting a voltmeter like this. So can we get any induced EMF without changing the number, this conductor position, or this is, as I told you, this is a magnet, DC magnet I told. So the flux produced by this magnet is a constant value. The flux is a constant here. And what is the number of conductors? If I choose the number of conductors are n, number of turns of your conductors as 1. So number of conductors or number of turns as a constant of 1, and flux produced by this magnet is also a constant. So what is the net flux linkages produced by this entire system? It is N into phi. As this is constant, this is again constant, what you will get? The net flux linkage is again a constant value. If the net flux linkages is again a constant value, what happens to the induced EMF of your Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction? It is the differentiation of flux linkages with respect to time. As the flux linkage is a constant value, differentiation of constant value with respect to time, what you will get? We will get the induced EMF as a 0 volts. So whatever the statement which is given by the students, usually that statement will lead to a induced EMF value that is absolutely 0. So what is the statement we have to give? To get the induced EMF across any conductor or across the conductors, we need to have a rate of change of or time rate of change of flux linkages. Okay, so usually another answer we will get from the student is induced EMF means directly they will say minus N d phi by dt. This is not the induced EMF equation of your Faraday's law. This is the derived form of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Why? Because flux linkage equal to number of turns into phi. What I will do is, will fix the number of turns as a constant value and will vary the flux value as a constant with respect to time. So your induced EMF equal to N into your induced EMF equal to N into N into N into d phi by dt. Why? Because in this one we'll bring the number in the flux linkages. D psi by dt is the basic statement of your induced EMF of your conductor or Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Your flux linkage is number of turns into pi of t. As the number of turns is a constant value, we can bring that to the in front of your differentiation. So that's why we'll get this induced EMF equation. So this is the derived equation, not the basic equation of your Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. And again, this induced EMF negative symbol, which will be defined by a scientist called Lenz. Okay, so this is used to get the direction of your induced EMF, but we should not call the direction for induced EMF. Why? Because induced EMF will have a polarity, isn't it? So induced EMF will have a polarity. It doesn't have any direction. But what is the meaning of that statement is, because of the induced EMF, there will be some current will flow in the other circuit. That current direction we calculate by using this equation. So what is the main statement this Lenz's law will give means, if you take a transformer into consideration, primary winding will produce some flux. That flux will produce some induced EMF in the secondary. That secondary induced EMF again produces a current. That current again produces a flux. So these primary flux and secondary flux both will be in opposite direction. That is the usual thing which will be proposed by the Lenz's law with a sign of negative sign. So this is the basic introduction about the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Why? Because the student perception is a simple statement like whenever a conductor cuts the magnetic field an EMF is induced. That is a wrong statement in the general point of view. Okay, so I hope you understood this concept. So let us revise this one again. So to get the induced EMF or what are the basic Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction? What is the basic Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction? To get the induced EMF across any conductor, there should be some change in the time rate of change of flux linkages must be required. That flux linkages must be produced by using number of turns and some flux value. Either this flux is a variable quantity or a constant quantity we can take. So to get the flux linkages, there will be 4 combinations will be available. So these 4 combinations will give the exact meaning of your flux linkages with respect to flux linkage variation with respect to the either time or space also we can get. Why? Because the number of turns will be varied with respect to space, not with respect to time period. So these are the possible 3 combinations to get the non-zero induced EMF across any conductor. Okay, I hope you understood about this Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. If any examiner or if any interviewer asks a question in such a way that let us describe the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. If he asks a question like this, then you have to answer in such a way that not the previous statement, that is whenever a conductor cuts the magnetic field an EMF will be induced. We should not say that statement, you have to give the statement like this. Okay, I hope you understood. Thank you very much. All the best.